Okay, I'm not live on YouTube yet, am I? This part is always confusing. I never know how long it takes. There we go. I should be online. Does it show up here? Hello, everyone. Oh, my camera's running out of battery just as I'm starting. But here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna finish the Lovebox build that I started a couple of weeks ago. I'm trying out an early morning stream because it's been a while since I've done one of those. I need to mute myself. So let me just tweet this out and then I'll explain what we're doing. You can watch me tweet this out. Building AWS Lambda that sends random photos to the girl from an S3 bucket. Trying out morning streams. Come say hi. All right. Okay. So, hello everyone. We're going to keep playing with the Lovebox that we started playing with a couple of weeks ago, and then I got distracted by all of the serverless handbook launch and stuff like that. So I've got a Lambda that sends a picture to this device, and what we're gonna try to do today is make that Lambda run automatically and send random photos to my girlfriend using a pre-specified S3 bucket that we can just dump photos in, and it's going to choose randomly and then send them. So I'm gonna show you that the Lambda we built is still working. Also, I'm trying out new microphone settings, so please let me know in the chat room if you can hear me or if the audio is okay. So when I run, I've got the Lambda here, so I run serverless invoke local -f send note. Send note is the function that we have for sending a note to the Lovebox. It might take a little while because in the background, I'm also compiling my blog, which failed. Okay, so that saves some CPU. Gatsby failing, saves CPU. So now this should start spinning soon. Hey, Gidi, how are you doing today? Okay, come on. I just sent the Lambda. I promise you this worked 5 minutes ago. There we go. So that's spun. That means it received the thing. Now my arm is still broken, so I can't use two hands. And we got a little fishy in the box. So now, also interesting side note, the Lovebox API does not, what was I gonna say? They don't negate your bearer tokens. So the first thing we're gonna do is let's start using AWS Secrets. So I'm gonna go to my serverless handbook because I'm lazy and I don't remember how all of this stuff works. Why remember everything by heart if you wrote it down in a book, right? So I'm gonna go here and let's see, do I have a recipe for this stuff? Secrets Manager, do I have a recipe for Secrets Manager? I do. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into my serverless YAML and give my functions permission to read from the Secrets Manager, and we're gonna put my bearer token in the Secrets Manager so that it's not hard coded in the actual code, because I want to put the code on GitHub, and you don't want to, I don't want every weirdo in the world to be able to send pictures to my girlfriend. Cool. So we have the Secrets Manager here. That's going to let us access secrets at runtime. We'll see if that actually works here. So we have the Lovebox TS. I'm going to make a new file. Let's call this secrets.ts. So we import the Secrets Manager from AWS SDK. We instantiate it, and then we are going to create export function get bearer token, which is going to get a secret from there. So we're going to JSON parse my secret like that. Come on. Yeah. Sorry, I have a new keyboard as well that I'm still kind of getting used to. So this needs to be an async function. That means we can await, and we're going to return. Actually, let's just keep the bearer. Let's just keep the secret as a wait. Command V, return. Actually, I'm just gonna save it as not JSON, which I think is going to be fine. So we're going to return bearer token, or let's just do secret dot. Come on. Dot secret string. There we go. That should work. And now I need to add the secret. Sorry, my timer is going off for my tea. Okay. And yes, if you see me make a lot of typos today, it's because where my new tab key is where my question mark used to be. So that's a little confusing, and I'm still relearning my muscle memory. Ow. Okay, so I'm gonna go into AWS, find the Secrets Manager. See my account, come on, work faster, computer. Secrets Manager, come on, Secrets Manager. I probably should have been logged in already. Secrets Manager, there we go. Come on, Secrets Manager, click. There we go, it clicked, it finally clicked. Secrets Manager, we're going to store a new secret called, they're just going to be an API key, secret key value. Should we do it as plain text? Now let's do it this way. And it's going to be, so it does need to be, let's do bearer token, and I'm going to copy it from here. Bearer token, bam, next. We say secret name is the Lovebox bearer token. By the way, can you hear my bird screaming in the background? I think he's gonna wake up my girlfriend, but I wanna make sure that you can't hear him on the stream. That's also part of my microphone testing. Okay. Disable automatic rotation, yes. Perfect. So we now have the new secret stored. And what does it say here? We are gonna need to parse the JSON, I think. So let's do that. Return, let's do const bearer. Okay, secret ID is the Lovebox bearer token. And we saved it as bearer token in the JSON. Come on, equals JSON.parse secret string. And you'll notice I'm not doing any error handling here. That's because it's okay if this fails. So TypeScript is complaining, but so let's do it like this. Come on. Okay, so I'm gonna run this again. Oh wait, no, I need to actually use it. So bearer token, client, new GraphQL client. We're gonna need to instantiate the client differently. So I'm going to create a function, async function, create a GraphQL client, which is going to first const token equals get bearer token from secrets, and we're gonna have to await that. Await, and then we say if so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use memoization to help us improve the performance of our Lambda. Basically, we're going to create the GraphQL client. Oh, I can do this. We're going to create the GraphQL client only if it hasn't been instantiated yet. That means that when you invoke the function multiple times very quickly, they're going to share the same client from memory instead of reinstantiating it every time. which is important because we are accessing the Secrets Manager, which is an API call and makes our code slower. Please let me know in the chat room if that didn't make sense. I'm also going to write it in the write-up afterwards. Okay, so create GraphQL client, we get the bearer token, and then we instantiate the client. Say let client at first. Yes, it doesn't have a type, and then we say if client is null, stupid new keyboard, then come on, then we say, we call this GraphQL client, then GraphQL client becomes new GraphQL client with a token passed in here. Token like that. If client, that's now GraphQL client, and we need to say that this is null. Come on, null, or what does this return? Or GraphQL client. GraphQL client. There we go. So we have the right type. Now we're going to create the GraphQL client down here. Can I close this? Yay. Okay. So here we're going to call this and we're always going to return it. Return GraphQL client like that, and we say const client equals await create GraphQL client. So this should help us create a new client that's authenticated every time, and also use memoization so that we are reusing the same client across multiple invocations. And now, just because I'm not sure if this is going to work, I'm also going to console log my token just to make sure, just to see where this breaks. And in serverless YAML, Secrets Manager provider region, US East 1. Should I give it access to only a specific secret? We can deal with that later. So I'm going to try SLS invoke local. So we're running the Lambda locally. I think that should have access to oh, it looks like it did or not. Do I need to build it first? Let's see what happens. Oh, I think I do need to build. So I think we were actually running old code right now. Yeah. Because there's no new console log, but the fish did show up. So I'm going to run yarn build just to make sure we have the latest code, because I'm using TypeScript and Lambda, at least last I checked, hasn't. Do they support Dino yet? Dino? Whatever you pronounce that. Okay, so that rebuilt. Now I should get a new console log when I run this. So SLS invoke local. Let's see. Let's see what happens. There we go. Cannot read property request of undefined. Nice. In Lovebox TS row 38. So what happened here? Row 38. Await client request. This didn't get a client. If GraphQL client equals null. Oh wait, I need to instantiate it to null first, don't I? Because I was too zealous over there. Yarn build. Robin asks if I'm using a new machine. Yes. So it depends. It depends on when you last watched me. I think the biggest difference why this works better is, one, I did buy a new Mac last year in like April or so. So it's not an M1, but it is a new 16-inch MVP. And also it's not very hot today. So the CPU is struggling less. And what else? Oh, and I realized I had a setting in my OBS that was just slamming my CPU for no reason. So that has helped a little bit. Cool. We now have more errors. That's awesome. Secrets manager can't find the specified secret. Ooh, why can it not find the specified secret? Let's see. Oh, because I didn't click store. So that's a really important weird thing about the secrets manager. You think you've saved your secret, but you actually haven't yet. There we go. So we now got a, it's not, oh, I accidentally console logged the token. So I removed the console log, but this is working now. We are successfully retrieving the secret from my secrets manager. So I can now commit this. Git status, git add dot, git commit -m, read secret, read Lovebox token from secrets manager. Okay, so we've got this part now. The next step is reading an S3 bucket. Now, I don't think I have anything here for S3, do I? But I know I've done it before. So I'm gonna go look at my tech letter Lambda, or at my Lambda for taking screenshots that I use for my email newsletters and stuff. So we're gonna take that and find how I'm configuring S3 over here. So first I'm going to give myself permissions. So we're going to allow not upload, we're gonna allow reading. So allow S3, this is going to be, what should we call it? Let's call it the Lovebox stash. So we're giving ourselves permission to the Lovebox stash, and I'm going to create the Lovebox stash here. Go to S3, scalable storage in the cloud. Yes, yes, yes. Come on. All right, create bucket. My AWS bucket. We said we're gonna call it the Lovebox stash. We are going to block all public access, no bucket versioning, no encryption. We create the bucket. All right. So we have the Lovebox stash bucket. Box stash. How do I find it? And I'm going to upload a photo. Let's try the photo that I have on my desktop. That's really cool. So here, this is one of my favorite photos of me and my girlfriend. This is from when we rented a replica of a vintage Porsche for like 2 days, and it was like one of the best things we've ever done. If you ever get a chance to do something like that, I highly recommend it. Although it was extremely scary. I'm pretty sure if we crashed in that car, it's just instant death. Like when we were driving on the highway, the doors were rattling. That's how safe it was. Okay, so we have that uploaded. We're gonna upload. And now I need to figure out how to list files from S3. So I'm gonna sneak a peek from my old code to look at how I do S3 stuff. So Lovebox, and then we're going to create a new file that's going to import. Oh, it's just importing AWS. Let's do it like this. Import S3 from AWS SDK. And we're gonna say this is s3.json. No. Let's call it pictures, photos, pictures.ts. It's going to be the one that reads pictures. So we have S3, and then, no, we are going to import it like this. Then async function list pictures. This one is gonna go into my bucket, try to list everything that's in there. So const s3 equals, oh, you guys can't read this, sorry. So I zoomed in a little bit. Now s3 new AWS dot AWS dot, oh no, new s3, and we need to give it the API version, which is kind of silly. So we give it the API version, and we're gonna go with s3 dot list buckets, list objects. There we go. List objects. What are the params that we need? So I'm gonna look at their TypeScript definition, and that's one of the cool things about using TypeScript is that it's kind of self-documenting. A lot of libraries use their type definitions to tell you what you can and can't do with them and how to use it. So I've gotten very lazy at actually reading the docs. So we need the bucket. Bucket, we said, is Lovebox stash, right? Is that what it's called? Yes, the Lovebox stash. So Lovebox stash, we don't need a delimiter, we don't need a marker, prefix, request, nope. But it's called list objects, and it returns, what does it return? So if we go to list objects again, it returns a types list objects output. List objects output has, where are the things? Contents, name, next marker, marker is truncated. Okay, I'm just gonna console log and see what we get. Pictures ts. So we're gonna say const list equals await of that, and then we console log the list, and I'm gonna give myself s3 list objects permission in the IAM roles. That way the Lambda has actual access to list the objects. And then we're going to call that code here. Instead of send note, I'm going to comment this out because we don't need it right now. And we're going to call list pictures. Is that what we called it? What did we call the function? Pictures, list pictures. Lovebox, list pictures, which, why isn't it auto importing? Did I forget to export it? I did forget to export it. So we export async function. Oh, come on. Lovebox, list pictures. Let's try that again. List pictures, okay, whatever. And we go here and we say import list pictures from ./pictures. Okay, and we are on build, and then we call it again. This time I think it's going to run faster because it's not actually sending anything to the Lovebox API. So we'll see what happens. Okay, SLS invoke. There we go. So I think we got something. We got the entire request. That's interesting. Aha, so we get the entire request, but we have to extract the data out of it. I think this means that we have access. So S3, let's go back to list objects. It gives us a request. The request has request abort created stream is pageable on. Oh no, I don't want to do this. How do we actually read this? So we're awaiting. Okay, I'm just gonna Google this. JavaScript list S3 objects, because I can't remember how to do it. AWS code sample, perfect. Come on, AWS. list objects. So s3.list_objects. Yes, what if I do it as a async await? Don't tell me this doesn't do async await. Ah, yes, it does not. No, wait, it should. It's returning a request. S3 JavaScript list objects async await. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Your code is very confusing. Yes. Okay, await. What is this doing? Okay, using async await. Using async await. Yes, I get it. TB for fuck's sake, why is AWS documentation so fucking bad? All right, let's just look at what we get in the request. We're gonna try console log list.body, list.data. No, that's not there. What the fuck is this request object? Okay, what if we look at this weird old code from 3 years ago? Response awaits. Oh, okay, dot promise is what we need. Okay, so I need to call dot promise, and then we can console log list dot contents. Okay, now let's try that again. Yarn build. I always forget the dot promise part, and I don't know why AWS still does that. All right. So we're now going to get a list of all of the data in our S3 bucket. There we go. So we got the contents, last modified key. Oh, perfect. So we have the key vintage.jpg. That's what we wanted. Now, how do we read an object from S3? So we have the objects. Now we're going to return list.contents. Okay, and now we're going to make a new function. We're going to stop exporting this one, and we're going to make export async function. Let's call it get picture. Yeah, let's call it get picture. This one is going to const pictures is going to come from await list pictures. That's going to read all of the, that's going to read everything from the repo, from the S3, and then it's going to choose a random picture. Jawad, yes, there is going to be a repo available now that I figured out how to hide my bearer token for the API. I'll make the repo available, and I'll also write a write-up about this on my blog and on my newsletter. Also, my battery just died. So I'm going to replace my battery real quick. Okay, let's see. Am I moving again? Come on. No, maybe I need to click this. There we go. I am back. Okay, so let's see. We're getting the pictures. Now, how do I choose a random picture the easiest way? Does JavaScript have shuffle yet? JavaScript choose random array element. Let's see. Getting a random value from a JavaScript array, select random item. Wow, is there really nothing newer than... Is there no new code for this? Whoa, the fuck is this? Doc type for... Okay, let's see if Stack Overflow has anything. Array, math floor, math random. Is there nothing newer? underscore low dash have sample. Fuck it. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. So const pictures, then we say const random pic equals, we say pictures of math.floor of math.random times pictures.length, like that. Object is possibly undefined, but we will say that it is not. What am I missing? There we go. And we say if pictures. So if we actually got the list, then we get the random picture. Now, how do we read an object from S3? So I'm going to instantiate a new. Let's just do it like this. So we're gonna have a shared S3 thingy for everyone, and then we say const the file data, image data. Let's say const image data equals s3 dot read object, no dot get object. Aha! So dot get object, and then what do we need? And we're gonna promisify that. Dot promise await s3 get object. Now what is the object that? How do we get an object? Get object request takes the bucket. So bucket is Lovebox stash, and then we need, so that's the bucket, get object, and the object key. So for the object key, we're going to pick random pick dot key. So that should give us image data. No, we're still missing something. What are we missing? Expected type comes from property key, which is declared here on object literal will only specify what. Okay, let's just look at what I'm missing. Key is so the bucket is required. We have that. Key is required. We got that as well. Oh, but key may be undefined, and that's what's wrong. So we're going to say if random pick dot key. So if it doesn't have a key, we're just going to ignore stuff. And now I'm going to console log the image data so we can see what we get. Image data dot, let's see, accept ranges, body. Let's try body. This is probably going to flood my console, but we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna yarn build this again. Again, this is the downside of using TypeScript without using TS Node or Dino, and I'm not sure if AWS supports either of those yet. Now let's see. So it's building. This should be relatively quick. What did I forget? Module pictures. Oh yes. So we're no longer exporting list pictures. We're exporting get picture, and we're going to call get picture here. So try yarn build again. And then when this works, we're going to be very close to having finished this build. Let's see. Okay. And then SLS invoke. Let's see what happens. In theory, this should print out the entire. Nice. It did. We got the data for my picture. Nice. Okay. Now, how do we base 64 encode this thing? So we got the picture. We're going to return image data like that. Otherwise, we're going to return null. Because like we weren't able to get the picture, whatever, it didn't work. So now that we have that, we're gonna go back here and we're going to start by getting the picture. So console log res, like that. So we are getting the picture. Const picture equals get picture. Yeah. And then if the picture exists, if we got the picture, we're going to do all of this other stuff. So got picture, then we're going to send picture of the picture, like that. And we say function send picture, async function send picture gets a picture. And we want that picture to be of what type? s3.getObjectOutput. So we're gonna say that this is s3.getObjectOutput. That way we know the type of the function that we're getting, and we need to import for fuck's sake, and we say import s3 from AWS SDK. This is only going to import types because TypeScript is smart enough. Where am I? So then we're gonna say that it's definitely, let's just say ss3.getObjectOutput. So we're casting it, and then in send picture, we take our code from before that actually sends it to the GraphQL API for the Lovebox. And here we're going to get the base64 data somehow. Instead of variables, what are our variables? We just say base64 and then that's it, I think. Yes. So we're gonna try that. Actually, let's see, how do we encode this in base64? So we say base64 is the picture.body dot toString. Let's see. S3 get object output to base64 because I don't actually know how to do that. S3 byte array to base64. There we go. Let base64 data body to string base64. Perfect. So we have const base64 equals, we say picture.body.toString base64, like that. And we need to prefix it with this stuff. So we say data image slash, we're gonna have to find that out. Data base64, like that. Is that what we had before? Data image PNG base64, comma, all of the data. And now here, let's see if this picture tell us the type. What is mime type? Bam. Content encoding, content language, content length, content range, content type. There we go. S3 content type. I'm just gonna put that in there and hope for the best. Picture content type. And let's also console log. Oh my god. Console log picture content type. And then here we're going to pass base64. And it's time to try. So yarn build. We'll see if this works. So in theory, this should take the vintage photo I showed you earlier and send it to the Lovebox. It's entirely possible that something is going to break in the meantime because we're doing weird experiments here. All right, so SLS invoke local. Let's see what happens. It's supposed to be going to the Secrets Manager and then failing. Why is it failing? Error, response, internal server error, send pics note null. Base64, something. Okay, so, aha. base 64 data undefined, base 64 undefined. What did we do wrong? Let's console log the picture here and see what's up. I think I'm passing the picture incorrectly or something. So I'm gonna yarn build again. And this is the part that I wish was faster. Oh, also I've been streaming for a while now. I'm gonna cap this at 1 hour because I think we can get it done in the next 10 minutes or so. Come on, computer. Okay, SLS invoke local -f send node. Let's see. Oh, why did we get a promise? We didn't want a promise. We wanted export async, get picture. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Oh, wait, get picture. So it turns out that TypeScript was trying to tell me the right thing. So we're going to go back to printing the content type. It turns out, yeah, you shouldn't just blindly say that you're smarter than TypeScript, because it was very much trying to tell me that I am getting it wrong and I'm passing things that I am not supposed to be passing as arguments. So that was fun. All right. Come on, computer. All right, SLS invoke, and this time it might actually work. Image JPEG, that's exactly what we wanted. Bam. But the rest of it failed. So we definitely got all of the shit out here. And by all of the shit, I mean this is the entire base 64 JPEG image. Now I wonder what the actual error was. How do I get the error? GraphQL client, yes, formserverless.com. How do I get beyond this? So that's the problem of sending a whole megabyte of data. It's, yeah, when it prints out your entire error and your entire query that you sent, those can add up. So I'm trying to scroll up to where the actual error was so that I can see what the fuck happened. Maybe we should try this with a smaller function or with a smaller image. Let's see. Come on, computer. Aha. So we got an extensions error, message 403, internal server error, request, blah. Wait, what is 403? 403 status code. Forbidden indicates the server understood the request but refuses to authorize it. This status is similar to 401, but in this case, re-authenticating will make no difference. Okay, so it doesn't like that image. Let's try something smaller. So let's see, desktop. Do I have any small PNGs here? That's a big PNG. JPEG. Because I know that PNGs work, so I'm just gonna try a much smaller PNG. Hello AWS, Giphy loop, hello Vercel. Okay, let's Google for it. Small PNG. We've got a tiny small PNG here, Mr. Small. That looks cool. So I'm gonna save this guy. Save image as. Here and go to back to my S3, and we're gonna delete the vintage JPEG because it's causing problems and because we're accessing random photos. So for testing purposes, we can only have one of them there. So delete, yes, delete. Permanently delete in the text input field. Bam. So now I'm going to upload, add files. We're gonna take this dude, and so that's a PNG that's only 6 kilobytes, which should hopefully make it work better. All right, so we got that. Now we're going to clear my console and try SLS invoke again, and it should just get that PNG. And that way we're testing whether it's the JPEG that's a problem, is the size that's the problem. I don't know what the fuck is the problem. Okay, so that's still not happy. So what did I do wrong? What were my variables before? So we had the base 64 variable. What other variable did we have in here? Maybe there was something else than the image. Ah, that's what was wrong. Okay, so I need to add this stuff. We're gonna add this stuff back here, and then I think it's gonna work. We're gonna run yarn build and close this variable. And then I think we'll be able to send the PNG as well, or the JPEG as well. So let's try this. I was missing some freaking variables. How silly is that? And yeah, so SLS invoke, and we will now see if this works. Got the image PNG. And is there an error? Come on, no error, please. Please work. It's taking a while. Maybe because it's 6 kilobytes that it's uploading to the API, but it's definitely working better. So, okay. Did it get stuck? It's console log res. Aha. It did eventually die. Now, why did it eventually die? And why can't I console log the result? Oh, because I was putting it in the wrong place. So client result, what happened here? GraphQL client, anonymous, device ID, recipient, content type image, options, frames base 64. Response error. Ooh, interesting. What? What broke? So it's saying code 503. What is the 503 error? 503 status code. Service unavailable. I hope we didn't bring down the Lovebox API. That would be silly. So let's try that again. I'm going to go back to the image that we know works, called variables. So let's try yarn build again, and just make sure that the API itself is still up and we didn't like break the API, because that's weird. They've never thrown a 503 error before. All right, so back to the same fish that we were sending before. SLS invoke. Image PNG. Yeah, okay, so we still read it. Okay, so that worked. We were able to send that, and see, the fish showed up. So what's wrong with our other image? So what is this URL that we got? Yes, so that's the image that we sent. Now, what is different when we send this base 64? Data image. So that worked. Now why doesn't it work when we read it from here? Data, picture, content type, which is image PNG, right? Yes, we get image PNG, the same as we have up here. So image PNG, aha, that's what's wrong. I am not sending this right. This needs to be a semicolon. So now we're going to take the variable, oh, come on. We're gonna take the variables out and go back here. And I think this should now work. So I'm going to yarn build again, and we are getting it working just in the nick of time. Come on. Fucking bird. Okay. SLS invoke, please. I hope this works. Yes. Thank you, Amit. That was exactly what I changed. Now I hope it works. Haha! It worked. Now will this should spin very soon. Oh, actually, I can make myself bigger for this moment. This is a triumphant moment, guys. Come on, spin. Spin. There we go. So it's spinning. And now if I open this, aha! We got the little dude that we sent from our S3. Now let's try back. Let's go back to the vintage JPEG and try that. So, come on, vintage JPEG. So I'm gonna close, and we are deleting this dude because actually it's pretty cute, but I want to delete it. Permanently delete, and we're gonna go back to trying the big file from before. Upload, add files, vintage JPEG, upload. Okay, it's in progress. It's uploading there. And now when I run SLS invoke, it's going to go here. And oh, sorry, I kept myself on the big screen. So I uploaded the file. It's sending. It succeeded. And now I'm gonna go back to my big fat face. And when this spins, we're gonna have a photo of me and my girlfriend in the little box. Yes. There you go. So that worked. We now have a working Lambda that sends random photos from an S3 bucket. Let's very quickly make it run on a cron job so that I can push it to production as well. Should I put these in? I should put these in secrets, shouldn't I? Okay. So let's just make it run on a cron. How do I do that again? Crap, I forgot. So I know that the serverless framework supports that. Git status, git add dot. Oh, and we can delete variables. Actually, you know what? This part is interesting. So we have that. Got the variables. I'm not going to show you how I move this into secrets. I'm just going to quickly show you how I make this run on a cron job. So I'm going to look it up because I forgot. Serverless framework cron. It's been a while since I've done this, but I know it. I know they do it. AWS Lambda events. Cron. There we go. Yes. Aha. Schedule rate every 1 day. Perfect. So we're gonna say, wait, where do we put this? In events. So events, schedule, and we're gonna say that it runs roughly every 1 day. Hey, Carlo. Carlo or Carlos? So we're gonna say this should run roughly every 1 day. Okay, so This is an non-deterministic schedule that's going to run roughly once per day, kind of randomly, and it's going to send a photo to my girlfriend. And should I just deploy this? Yeah, let's deploy it. So yarn build. Do I have a yarn deploy function set up? Package JSON. Yes, I do. So I'm now going to deploy this, and then I'm going to write a little write-up about what we did today, publish it on my newsletter and on my blog, and publish the source code as well. So git commit -m, send random photos. Cool. And then we say yarn deploy, and it's gonna go into production and start running whenever it pleases, roughly once per day. And I'll observe the Lovebox to see how it works. So on that, not terrible disappointment. That actually went really well. We got it working. So on that, I'm gonna end the stream. Check out my write-up on Swizzes.com and potentially get the serverless handbook where I talk more in depth about these things. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.